Hello. I just wanted to say hello to you guys. Obviously, I just said that God, so yesterday I posted on Twitter that I think that my health has probably been in like the worst condition it's been in a really long time. And some people are like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And yeah, I'm fine. You know, there's just a lot of stuff that's changed for me. Pandemic aside, in the last I don't know, last year. It's actually about a year and a half. And that's when I first had like a humongous panic attack that actually lasted for 2 days. And I didn't know it was happening to me at the time. I just was like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. And I remember just driving to the urgent care center and just chills through my body. And I was shaking and dry. I didn't know what was going on. Didn't have anyone to bring me. I had to drive myself. But it actually sent me to the ER. And that was really scary. Also very expensive, by the way. But I had to go to the ER. I was there for a few hours. They actually gave me a Xanax. And it was like a miracle. It was like a friggin' miracle because I was able to sleep for the first time in probably a day and a half, almost 2 days. So that was really scary. And I think what triggered it, because that happened the day before Labor Day. I think what triggered it is that around July or August, right before that, I had gone to the dentist for a cleaning. And because, things can't be normal for me, I had to have the major gum blasting cleaning, right? So they numb your mouth and everything. I'm sorry, I'm really wheezy. I'm really struggling today. So, they did the numbing stuff and the shit went down my throat. And not only did it burn, but it numbed my whole throat and I could not continue with the cleaning. And my throat felt like it was closing. And I got up, I quick got up my chair. I thought, oh my God, I felt like something lifted me up. It was very bizarre. And I was like, I can't be here. I can't be here. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. It was I've never felt this way before in my entire life, but something in my head was you need to fucking get out of there. I thought I wasn't going to be able to swallow. So now every time I go to the dentist, it's this big, huge thing. I have to pop a Xanax now because I feel like my throat's going to close. So I tell them I don't want Novocaine. I don't want any numbing cream, nothing, because I'm so scared now that my throat is going to close. It was really horrifying and I didn't know what was going on with me. And then, a couple months later, fast forward, I don't know if I had a night terror about it. I don't know what it was, but I do know that the night before that, I was on very high energy. I was really happy and positive. Things were really good. I just felt really good. And then the next day, boom, it all crashes. And so I've noticed that I've become, with this panic disorder, I've become extremely self-aware is that when I have very high highs, it's usually followed by a crash and a really low. And so yesterday was hard for me because, the day before that, for those of you who saw, I'm extremely excited about Christmas and the holiday. And I was just feeling so good. And that's why you guys, I get on video a lot of times because I have to capture that moment. I have to remember that there are good times and good things and and I want to share it. Because, we all get into our dark spots and it's really nice to have a little shiny light sometimes. And so when I get the really high highs, I want to share it with everybody because I feel good. I want to give that to somebody else so that they can kind of get out of whatever funk they're in, if it helps. If not, at least you get something to laugh at, whatever. So I guess yesterday was the day after I was having that super high and I was just kind of I was feeling kind of crappy. My asthma's been really bad. There's a lot of things going on. I used to be on this medication and I've talked about it before because I have really bad asthma and allergies and the house that I live in is super dusty and old. But I was on Brio Ellipta and that shit changed my life. I had never had asthma so well controlled in my entire life. It was beautiful. And then the place I work for, I almost said my company like I own it. The place that I work for switched insurance programs. Not only do they not cover it, it's like almost $400, whatever. You know, Brio doesn't even offer, like they used to offer GlaxoSmithKline used to offer a $10 coupon. I was paying even $50. Like, it was worth it to me because the quality of life I got back just from being on the medication was really, really important, and it was really helpful. So I really appreciated that. And I was actually just in my doctor's office today, and we were reviewing, I'm trying to drink more water, and we were reviewing all the different medications, and she said, well, you know, do you want to try something else? And I'm like, look, the deal is I'm never going to be able to be on all these medications. I know what works for me, and unfortunately what works for me I can't afford. And I know I'm not the only person that's in this position, and it just made me become even more aware of like the problem that we have just in this country with benefits and health programs, and how they don't really do the job that they're supposed to do, because you got all these big companies that want to make their money, and it's at the cost of somebody else's health. It's very sad. But that's not really, I don't think, what this video is about. I just wanted to come on here and say hello, and to let you know that it's okay to feel those lows and highs together, and that you're not by yourself when you're going through this. Right now I'm feeling, like I said, kind of like crappy. I'm glad to be off of work. Not that it matters, because it's not like I have to go in the office or anything. But, you know, I found out I have to be on prednisone now because I've just been extremely nasally. I slept horribly last night. I did not get any sleep. In fact, I had a migraine, you know, over my left eye. Probably started yesterday afternoon, and it lasted the entire night. And no matter what I took, it didn't help. And so one thing that I used to take that really, really worked well for me was Advil. And I found that over time, Advil has actually made my asthma a lot worse. So I struggled with, well, my asthma is really bad. Do I want to take Advil to get rid of the headache, and then my asthma is going to be even worse? Or do I just like suck it up? So I had to suck it up. I really just had to suck it up. I couldn't just keep popping pills, and I don't want to keep popping pills to make myself feel better, which it sucks. It sucks that I even have to do that. So today it was actually, I had a follow-up. Today was just supposed to be my follow-up appointment to see how things were going, and they actually were not going well, which is, it's a good thing that I'm having these symptoms now. I'm very wheezy. I'm very nasally. My daughter actually asked me if I was sick, and I'm like, well, no, I'm not sick. I'm just having like really bad asthma right now. And I think because it's been so cold and we turned on the heat, it's been extremely dry. I was on like a nose spray that made me dry. You know, like everything that could be super annoying and crappy for me has just been happening. So I'm like, I'm really glad that you can tell by these huge breaths I'm taking, but I'm just glad that I was able to get there. And the thing that I really wanted to avoid was having to get on more steroids. So they had to prescribe me prednisone. You know, she said I'm just wheezing too bad to not be on it. And then she had recommended some more holistic type of like pill that I could take long-term for allergies, but I just don't know if my insurance is going to cover it, because Cigna doesn't cover crap, and they give everybody a hard time. Also, it could just be my plan is garbage. Like, the people at Cigna are actually quite nice. The plan, not so nice. But that's the struggle. So that's what I'm dealing with today. I'm fine otherwise. I mean, it just, I was scared to go to sleep last night. Like, I couldn't sleep. I really, you know, I was breathing okay, and I had to keep, you know, self-talking myself that I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, because I didn't want to get myself into a panic attack, because last year me would have given myself a panic attack. But I couldn't help but think that, you know, part of me was like, oh my God, is this what I have to look forward to, you know, as I get closer to 50 and as I get older, and I need to take better care of my body. You know, I put on 30 pounds, and it's going to be a lot of work to undo what I did to myself over the last, you know, 2 years. And I'm trying to give myself grace, because I know it was a really hard time, and a lot of things have changed for me in my life. I am 100% full remote employee now, which is different. And I didn't realize how much I actually miss the people that I work with, but things are different now with, like, you know, ownership. You know, and it makes me sad, but it is what it is. You know, on top of that, you know, last February, my daughter was diagnosed with epilepsy, and that's been just really hard. And, you know, I mean, it's not necessarily my physical problem to deal with. but making sure she takes her medication is really hard. Sometimes she'll forget it. Like, I watched her just have like a hand seizure in front of me, and I'm like, kid, I'm like, you just passed your written driving test. She's going to be 16 in February. And I'm like, you need to be 6 months seizure free before you can even think about getting your license. And, she's young. She doesn't get it. But it's very hard as a parent to watch your kid not do those things, to take care of themselves that are just so important. So that weighs on me a lot. And I carry that around with me because I just, I want her to be healthy. I don't want her to be like pushing 48 and, going through the shit that I'm going through. She's going to have to be on medication the rest of her life. And so she has to get into good habits now, which is ironic because she and I just had a conversation about, establishing good habits, because we've been running really late just these past few days going to school. And, she just gets to moving late. And, some days she has a really hard time getting up, getting herself going. She has her little hand ticks. It's just difficult. So I said, look, let's set some best practices. Let's try to figure out a way that we can kind of combat this together. And I listened to her. She listened to me. Every morning I get her up, and then I go to Dunkin' to get myself coffee. Selfishly, I go to get myself coffee, but then I also get her something too, which she's not really that into. And plus, we can't live. I know I'm about to say this is going to be weird, but we can't live off Dunkin'. I know. But, today I got up and I didn't sleep well, obviously. I said that 29 times. But I poured myself this huge mug in a Dunkin' cup of water. And I said, I need to start my day drinking water. And I'm not going to go to Dunkin' right away. I woke her up. I did a couple dishes. I fed the dog. I checked in on her again to make sure she was awake, made sure that she took her medication, so it didn't have to be like a mad dash out the door. And, she did her part. She got up, she fed the ferrets, gave them fresh water, and then we were ready to walk out the door by like 10 to 7, which is like unheard of in our house. So it was a miracle. And then we listened to Christmas music. We listened to Wham, our favorite, Last Christmas. That's like favorite Christmas song ever. And it put us in a good mood. And, I dropped her off. I have to pick her up at 2. But, we decided together that we were going to start on these good habits. And that's what it's really all about. Because, I know for me, being off of Weight Watchers has been really hard. But it's like super expensive. But the only reason it worked for me is that we had it in our office and we got to be with people and share our stories. And it's just different. Things are different remote. I am very bad sometimes at being a self-starter. I need that kick in the ass. I need that team group effort. And that's really important to me. But, I hear Mel Robbins in my head right now is like, no one's going to do this shit for me. Like, I have to do it myself, and I have to want to do it. So the next time I decide I need to have that sausage McMuffin at McDonald's, I need to tell myself no. I need to go spend the money somewhere else. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to be able to cook and make things that are healthier, and I need to make better choices. And while I'm aware of these things, while I'm doing the bad stuff, it's just hard. I just need to do it. So here I am. I had to just take 4 freaking pills of prednisone. Prednisone makes me cranky. It makes me very fat, and it makes me want to eat everything. All things that I do not appreciate, but it's either that or I don't breathe. So I kind of want to breathe. So I just need to get through this. It's this time of year too. It's kind of always been bad for me. But when I was 30 pounds lighter last year, it didn't affect me as much. And I know that the weight gain has a lot to do with some of the issues that I'm going through right now. Because I'll tell you, not only when I was 30 pounds, 40 pounds lighter, I had very little issues with my asthma, but also I was on Brio. So it's like, I don't know if it's the combination of both, but the one thing I can help, I can take better care of myself. Easier said than done for me. Again, it's a struggle. It is a freaking struggle, and the struggle bus is pulled into the station and it parked its ass there, and I need to get it towed. Do you know what I'm saying? Just made up that analogy, that last part. I'm like pretty impressed with it. But that's what's going on with me. I have to pick and choose my battles. I have to pick and choose also what I give my time to, like mentally, emotionally. So if you have noticed that I haven't been posting a lot, I'm good. Everything's good. I just need to readjust myself and my mentality, and really dedicate my time to things that are super important to me right now. And, I'm going through that list. I have to reprioritize some things in life and in general, and I'll get there. I will get there. But I know that starting in this moment today, and it's been weighing heavily on my mind, I just need you to know that it's okay to take the highs and the lows. And I don't, a lot of people will say, oh my God, I love your energy. Hey, I love when I have my good energy too. That's why I got to strike while the iron's hot, because if I don't, it's lost. And then, tomorrow I could have really low, shitty energy, and you're like, ew, I don't want that, Sarah. Well, I'm like the yin and yang here. I mean, things are more good than bad, and I need to appreciate that. But when you're running on empty and not sleeping well, things kind of, can be shitty. But I'm changing my focus. So here I am. Look, I got my giant water, and I lost my straw, and I'm not using a paper straw, that's for sure. That's where I'm at today. Oh yeah, by the way, it is a Dunkin' cup, so I feel like I still have Dunkin', but not really. There's a lady over in a car next to me, and she's watching me. She's like, this girl is like talking to herself, but I'm talking to my friends. But I just wanted to check in, let you know things are good, let you know that if you're having a bad day, it's okay. If you're having a good day, show it. If you're having a bad day, it's okay to show it. It's okay to talk about it. You're not by yourself. Promise you that. So with that, I am going to head to Dunkin' because I would like a coffee right now. I got some errands to run. So I'm going to finish making my list, and then I'm going to head out the door. But I just wanted to give you some love because you deserve it today. And I'll talk to you soon.